and ready to go for the Nations Cup then, for the sprint race here at Monza. Let's see how this one is going to work out. Porsche 962 Group C machines and a no chicane layout. It is going to be absolutely frantic down towards that first braking zone. Sasaki begins this one on pole position with Thomas Laboutelet alongside on the front row of the grid. Row 2 is headed by Kylian Drumont, and he will be joined by Adriano Carrazza, who we know is not afraid of getting his elbows out. Paul Ura heads the third row for Spain with his compatriot Jose Serrano. Those two, you can't seem to separate them pretty much everywhere they go. Kai de Bruyne is next up on the grid in P7 with Takuma Miyazono, the four-time champion for company alongside. Then Angel Inestrosa, tricky qualifying for the Chilean driver. He will have Samuel Cardinal alongside him. The final row of the grid is comprised of Valerio Gallo. His lap time was disallowed in qualifying. Guy Barbara, the only driver who was worse off, courtesy of that spin on his one and only flying lap. So 12 laps, and they're going to tick off pretty quickly here, I reckon.
Yeah, very fast laps around here, lots of slipstreaming action to come. So it isn't just about pure performance, it's about strategy and positioning your car in the right place at the right time. Almost, you kind of don't want to be Sasaki because you're right at the front of the field, you're giving the toe to everyone else. And I pretty much guarantee that he will not be leading the race going down into the first chicane. But Guy Barbara there getting ready. He's got a lot of work to do, Guy Barbara, after that spin in qualifying. But we know he's quick, we know he's punchy. He's going to need to unleash all of that here to move forward in today's sprint race.
Yeah, and it's all about being smart, isn't it, as well? You've got to it's all well having the pace, but you've got to make sure you use it at the right time. And, you know, making sure that you use brains over brawn really is the important factor here. So let's see what will happen then. We're ready to go for the sprint race of the Gran Turismo Nations Cup for the World Series here in Berlin. Takuma Sasaki is going to lead the field towards the timing line, and who will be claiming the checkered flag of the all-important pole position when we go racing then. So Sasaki leads them into the green flag as we go with Laboutelet and Drumont for company behind. So through in towards what would have been the first chicane, the first braking zone, but now we head into an acceleration zone and we blast in towards the Curva Grande for the first time. And look at the slipstream already coming into effect here for the drivers behind. Sasaki, of course, is punching that hole in the air in front for the drivers, and Laboutelet is trying to take profit of it. He's having a look on the inside into the Della Roggia, no way through for there. It closes up quite a lot in the sort of first half of that, but nobody making a dive bomb to the inside.
Yeah, a couple of position changes, but not many. Gallo up to P10, Kai de Bruyne up to P6, Drumont now, as you watch him go through the Lesmos. Exit out of here is super important now, up towards the Ascari complex. And is that someone sideways in the background? Probably. These things have over 700 horsepower delivered to those rear wheels. No TC, of course, back in the 80s, just how it should be as we come through Ascari. Now Laboutelet is falling off the back of Sasaki a little bit, really strong through the middle was Sasaki, but of course he's only 6 tenths ahead, which means he's going to be drawn back in using the slipstream. On board now with Adriano Carrazza, a veteran to these events. He's having a look over his shoulder there. Will he go for a move here? Drumont, will he stay where he is? Stays there for now. I mean, long race this, so a lot of time to make his moves.
Sort of ends up being a bit of a slipstreaming train, this, doesn't it, here, really? And it's a case of who's going to be able to take advantage of it. There's a big sausage curve there on the outside. You can see Adriano Carrazza, most experienced driver, also the oldest driver in the Gran Turismo World Series, and we mean that to no discredit to him at all. 36 years of age, and hopefully he'll be able to use that wise head of his to good use. Let's see what happens as we come down towards the first corner for the first time at Racing Speed. Well, Paul Ura is taking advantage. We're 3 abreast in the background there as well. Ura and Carrazza side by side through the Curva Grande. Carrazza's going to have the inside line here, and it might open the door here for Kai de Bruyne, who sends it to the inside into the Della Roggia. Can he get 2 for the price of 1? He can. Kai de Bruyne, you buy one there and you get one free, but he's on the outside. He's onto the curb, onto the rough stuff. Ura's there still, ready to pick his pocket, but nothing doing there for him. Kai de Bruyne muscles his way up and into 4th place.
What a bit of opportunistic driving there from Kai de Bruyne. 6th to 4th in 1 move. Fantastic. We're used to seeing stuff like this from him. He's not afraid to make the big move, is Kai de Bruyne. But now, of course, having had that little squabble, that's let that top 3 move away slightly. So now maybe they need to think about working together a little bit to reel them back in again. Jose Serrano, your winner last time out in London in P7 right now, dropping a place from his starting position and maybe just not quite looking as aggressive as he needs to be so far. Maybe just thinking about things. Now he's looking for a move on Carrazza. They're going to be side by side down to the Parabolica. Serrano later with the brakes. Up into P6 he goes. Carrazza there tries at the cutback, runs into the back of Serrano. Luckily, no spin there.
It might also allow an opportunity for Gallo to attack as well. So this is Carrazza versus Ura side by side, but look at Kai de Bruyne using the double slipstream to great effect to the inside of Carrazza, to the inside of Ura, over the curb, big bit of contact in the mid, but somehow just about keeps it on the straight and narrow on the curb there, as well as Labutale has now switched places with Sasaki for the race lead. We come through the Curva Grande, and is Sasaki going to repay the favour on the Frenchman as we head in towards the De La Roggia? Nothing doing there for him, but if they start squabbling, that's going to bring the likes of De Bruyne, Ura, Serrano, all who are close behind, right back into play, and it might present a door opening here for Kylian Drumont, who's just keeping his powder dry for now.
Thing is, it is super tempting to make that move back again. You think, yeah, you know what, I've just been overtaken. How dare they? I'm going to take that place back and get my position back. But you do that, you end up having this little fight, unnecessary fight, and you're not on the racing line. You're not taking the best line around the circuit. It means people behind you gain and people in front of you pull away. So it's good just to think about your moves sometimes. Go there, clocking the fastest lap. Here is the overtake. Not too dramatic.